Let's go into C, Confidential Legacy. And of course I made sure to get a drink, since there's a lot of reading here. Immediately with 15 pages. The wind howled as the rain beat down in torrential sheets upon the churning, undulating surface of the river. A single lonely rubber boat, painted jet black, was being tossed back and forth upon the waves like the plaything of some capricious river god. Snake lifted his face to peer over the edge of the boat. Over the din of the storm, he could hear the sound of helicopters. At length he saw 3 black choppers approach the tanker in front of him. "Am I late?" muttered Snake to himself. 3 days earlier, Campbell had visited Snake at his home in Alaska. Unlike Snake, who had gone back into retirement after the Shadow Moses incident, Campbell had gotten himself a position at the Defense Intelligence Agency. Snake had known right away that Campbell wasn't there to rekindle old ties with his former comrade. After making some brief Sorry, I need to check something. After making some brief small talk, Campbell had jumped straight to the point. "Do you remember a man by the name of Sergei Gorlukovich?" Snake nodded. Former GRU colonel, Gorlukovich was known as a ruthless, cold-blooded strategist during the Cold War. When Campbell was the commander of Foxhound, Gorlukovich had humiliated him on numerous occasions. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, he had organized a group of former Red Army soldiers into his own personal mercenary army. Since then, Gorlukovich and his troops had drifted from one war zone to the next, selling their services to the highest bidder. We received a report that Gorlukovich's men attacked a group of Marines who were on a secret mission in the South American Republic of Eldera. The Marines are being tight-lipped about it, as usual. They'd rather keep a lid on the whole affair. But from what we've been able to tell, it sounds like Metal Gear is involved. Metal Gear, Snake growled. He'd heard the rumors too. Following the Shadow Moses incident, the technical specs for Metal Gear had been leaked onto the black market. As a result, bastardized versions of Metal Gear were starting to crop up all over the world. Eldera was a small country in South America that happened to be engaged in a civil war. Since the 1980s, the country had been under the control of a pro-American dictatorial regime. But as the Cold War drew to a close and American influence in the region declined, the country's minority ethnic population had taken up arms against the government, calling for the establishment of a separate homeland. The country had been torn apart by civil war ever since. Mercenaries and arms merchants were constantly coming and going in and out of Eldera. Given those circumstances, Campbell had figured it wouldn't be too surprising if one side or the other had managed to get their hands on a new type of Metal Gear. It seemed that some people still clung to the belief that the threat of nuclear war could bring stability to the region, and the Marines were there to try and destroy it? Asked Snake. No, it looked as if they were trying to seize it for themselves. There's still a lot we don't know about the true nature of the new Metal Gear. This would have been a good chance to pick up a lot of valuable information. In other words, Eldera had managed to get itself a new type of Metal Gear. The Marines were plotting to seize it, and Gorlukovich was planning to steal it from the Marines. And now Campbell was proposing to go after Gorlukovich. Snake shook his head. "Sorry, but you'll have to find someone else to do your dirty work this time. I'm out of the hero business." Snake. "Times are changing, Colonel. I think it's about time you gave it a rest." "You mean retire from the military?" "No, I mean time to stop this damn vendetta of yours against Gorlukovich." The look of fury on Campbell's face confirmed Snake's suspicions. Campbell still hated Gorlukovich with a passion. It was an old grudge left over from the Cold War. The passage of time had done nothing to diminish it. Rather, it had grown into intensity. "Is that why you joined the DIA? To settle old scores?" "Yes, you're right, but I didn't come all the way here to ask for your help, just for the sake of a personal grudge." Campbell's hands clenched into fists. "The truth is, Merrill was part of that mission." The rubber boat drew up alongside the tanker. Snake gripped the rope tightly. Meryl Silverberg, Campbell's niece, the woman who had risked her life alongside Snake on Shadow Moses. At one time, they'd been living together. Then 6 months earlier, Meryl had left him. She said there was something important that she had to take care of. Her voice was resolute. Her eyes were clear and cold as steel. There was nothing Snake could do to stop her. Snake climbed the rope up the outer hull of the tanker and emerged onto the aft deck, or the AFT deck. Nearby, he could see a number of soldiers standing guard. They appeared to be Russian mercenaries. He called Campbell on the Kodak. This is Snake. I've managed to infiltrate the tanker. Looks like our Russian friends have already taken control of the ship. I'll try to get in touch with Meryl somehow. Oh, his old sneaking suit, too. That's cool. Nice, I happen to sneak around. Pretty slick, I'd say. One sec. Alright, sorry about that cut. Cat was moving my water bottle around, and I didn't want her to dump it on stuff. Alright, where am I going here? Wait, is that two guards in harmony there? I think so.
Oh, who is that?
Ah, crud. I think I need to get upstairs. I can't believe Snake wasn't out there that long and already he's sneezing. That part's weird to me.
Return to your positions. Increase security. Understood. All units exercise extreme caution.
Might as well get this guy out of here.
Return to your positions. Stay sharp.
I kinda wanna save that medicine though. Get M4 first. The M4's in this as well?
There's somebody there.
Hopefully he's not a guard that has to check in. Thermal goggles, excellent. Anything in here? Nope. Well, no idea if I'll need them, but we'll see. Semtech. Wonder if I can get away with.
Increase defenses on the starboard side of Deck D. Surround the target.
Oh, I was definitely wrong.
Clear!
Return to your positions. Increase security. Understood. All units exercise extreme caution.
Might as well wait for security to die off.
Wait, it's the enemy! I need help!
Increase defenses on the starboard side of Deck D.
Alright, might as well let myself die here. This went from alright to horrible pretty quick. Good. Kill him. Enemy doesn't know. Ooh, this time there's a gap underneath. Excellent. No one's over here. Excellent. Nice, extra got a model for her. Meryl lowered her gun. What are you doing here? I just wanted to see you, answered Snake. You think you're funny? Actually, I was only half joking. My uncle sent you, didn't he? Snake nodded. He explained that Campbell had gotten word of Gurlukovich's attack. You've got a lot of nerve coming here. Oh, you've got a lot of nerve coming here, Meryl snapped. Look who's talking. Snake shot back. What? Sneaking into another country under the guise of a military operation when all you're really after is the Metal Gear? Who's got a lot of nerve coming here? His voice took on a condemnatory tone. Is this that something important that you had to take care of? You wouldn't understand. Meryl turned away. Someone like you who could happily spend the rest of his life taking care of sled dogs day after day could never understand. I was only trying to live my life free of hatred. No, you just didn't want to face up to reality, that's all. Society, your past, even me. Is that why you left? No, that's not it. But the look in Meryl's eyes told Snake that it might well have been. A deep silence fell between them. 6 months of separation had created a cold, empty gap that was difficult to fill. At last, Meryl broke the silence. My father, he died here, in this country, she murmured. Matt Campbell, Meryl's father and Campbell's younger brother, had been a DIA agent. Snake had heard that he disappeared during a mission when Meryl was very young. Wanted to see for myself what my father saw. Meryl's eyes drifted over to the window, but the only sight was that of the storm raging outside. She suddenly turned back to Snake and held him firmly in her gaze. Snake, please just get out of here. This is my battlefield. I don't need anyone from the outside to get involved in this. It's a little too late for that. I'm already involved. Nothing can change your mind? Nothing, Snake said firmly. Meryl sighed in exasperation. Snake pretended not to notice. Now tell me what our situation is. This mission was supposed to be top secret, right? So how did Lukovich find out about it? That's what I'd like to know too. You think there's a leak? I doubt it, but seeing as how you know all about it, then I suppose anyone might know about it. Snake thought for a minute. Meryl was right. Anyone might know. But whatever the case might be, they had to stop Lukovich from getting his hands on the Metal Gear. Where's the Metal Gear? In the cargo hold. Alright, I'll go check it out. You... Meryl cut him off. I'm not about to take orders from you. We'll split up and go our own separate ways. If you're planning on heading for the cargo hold, then you'll need me to do something about the boxes that are blocking the first deck stairway. Before Snake could stop her, Meryl had left the bridge. Alright, so it sounds like I need to get to the hole. And I can't open that one. Can I open this one? Nope. Nice. Already back here. Sweet. I came down at a good time. Guards. That's weird. Uh-oh. AK-74, you first. Of course. Uh-oh. I need to be quick about this. Sweet. And of course I gotta go around to the other side. Because why wouldn't I?
What's that? It's the enemy! I need help!
Oh, I'm glad that didn't carry with. Tazimir. Oh, that's right. Probably because I gotta shoot the, control for the lasers hooked up to the Semtech. Alright, got one guard down there. There. Oh no, please don't.
Enemy sight. Request.
What's going on? Respond. We've lost contact with the engine room. Backup unit, check it out.
There's somebody there. Who is that?
Maybe I can get through this. I mean, it seems like, really, whatever you do for this does not matter for a score or anything. I do have a ration, but I'd rather save it as much as I can here. Yep, the night vision potassium.
Who's that?
Not! We've lost contact with the engine room. Backup unit, check it out.
Please don't let them see me somehow. 'Cause I don't know what way they're coming from.
Enemy personnel on board. All units, nice and alert. Send the replacement guard for the area.
Understood. All units exercise extreme caution.
I mean, good to know though, the PSG-1 is just down the stairs over here. Really don't want to drop them.
Enemy sight. Request.
What's going on?
Enemy sight. Requesting backup unit.
Acknowledged. Assault team, check it out.
Oh, please tell me this works as a hiding spot.
Positions.
That they're somehow not gonna find me.
Return to your positions. Increase security.
Oh, thank goodness he somehow didn't see me.
Exercise extreme caution.
Plenty of guard movement, though. So might as well wait for the caution to go down. And then I'll be able to move. Especially because right now I am very worried I will easily get caught.
Return
thought there was one assault guy who went up the stairs. Not again.
Enemy sight. Request. There's somebody there.
What's going on? Respond. We've lost contact with the engine room. Backup unit, check it out.
Just hang back and wait for them to come check it out.
Unable to locate the AWOL soldier. Nothing else to report.
Alright, perfect.
What was that just now?
Cool, he won't bother me. Not my way. Good enough for me. Ah, PSG-1 tranquilizer. And let me guess, lasers? Yep. Could take pentazamine. But I know before there was multiple. Alright, now just got one more here. Oh, clever. at all. Excellent. Now, if I could find a ration or something, that would be perfect. Well, gun suppressed. That's good. Any other goodies I can find? No vibrations of enemies yet. Good signs, good signs. AK-74U first, 9 first, M4. Am I still gonna have to have a hallway fight here? In the pitch darkness of the corridor, something moved in front of Snake's line of vision. Reacting quickly, Snake dove into the shadow of a nearby crate. There was a flash of light. Snake heard the sound of a gunshot. A bullet whizzed past his head, igniting sparks as it ricocheted off the wall behind him. It was a trap. No time to think about the particulars, though. There were at least 5 enemy soldiers up ahead him. He could hear the sound of guns being readied. Snake drew his USP. That's it. Oh yeah, definitely more than 5 guys there. Snake peered down the corridor. No hail of bullets came to greet him this time. The coast was clear. He pressed forward, past the bodies of the fallen enemy soldiers, and entered the cargo hold. The cargo hold was dominated by a massive shape covered by a tarp. There was no mistaking it. It was Metal Gear, the ultimate weapon of the 21st century. Sensing the place to be deserted, Snake approached the Metal Gear. Its immense shadow loomed over him. He peeked under the tarp, but what he found was nothing more than a decrepit shell. The armor plating was speckled with rust. The body was covered with a thick layer of dust. The old, baldy, outdated actuator was a crisscross roadmap of tiny cracks. Looked as if it hadn't been used in over 10 years. "Do not look so disgusted," a voice suddenly sounded behind Snake's back. "What you see before you is a magnificent legacy of hatred left to me by my distinguished predecessor. You really should treat it with more respect." Snake turned around in time to see Sergei Gurlukovich emerge from the shadow of a pillar. "Drop your weapon," said Gurlukovich. "Make me," Snake retorted. Gurlukovich dragged another figure out from behind the pillar. It was Meryl. He drew her closer and jabbed his gun against her throat. Snake watched as the barrel slowly traced the contours of her slender, white neck and brushed gently against the corner of her mouth. He threw down his gun. "A wise choice," said Gurlukovich. "All right, Gurlukovich, let her go." Meryl shook off Gurlukovich's grasp. Gurlukovich pointed his gun at Snake. He regarded Meryl with a leer. Suddenly, Snake realized what was going on. Meryl was working with Grulukovich, meaning, so you were the leak? Meryl was silent, confirming Snake's fears. But why? What if I told you that was my father's dying wish? Meryl looked pleadingly at Snake. I'll ask you one more time. Please leave this place. I can't do that. Grulukovich cooked the hammer of his gun. Now I'll just have to get rid of you. He pulled the trigger. No! Meryl grabbed Grulukovich's hand from the side. The bullet went astray, striking the ground between Snake's feet. We had a deal. He promised you wouldn't kill him. As the two continued to argue, Snake retrieved his USP and made his escape. As he ran, he heard the sound of Grulukovich shouting angrily at his men. Kill him! Snake heard Meryl trying to stop him, but he didn't turn back. His only thought was to escape as quickly as possible. So where exactly am I going? Where I got dropped off? M4, excellent. Okay, I thought there was someone I passed that was alive. Take a ration only when I need to here. So far, so good. Oh no. Come on, get up, get up. Oh, thank goodness. Please tell me it's over. Ah, there's still more. Oh, and I got no healing items. Snake closed the watertight door behind him and turned the handle to lock it. That should buy me some time, he thought. In the meantime, there was something he had to check on. He called Campbell on the codec and described what happened. Marilyn Grulukovich. Campbell's voice quivered. Muriel said something about her father's dying wish. What the hell was your brother doing in this country anyways? Campbell explained, during the Cold War, while the country was under the control of a pro-American dictator, the American military had been conducting a top-secret project in Eldera. Matt Campbell had been a member of that project. When the Cold War ended, the project was terminated as well. The Americans had prepared to withdraw from the country. Matt, however, went AWOL. Shortly afterward, the pro-American regime, having lost its backing, was faced with armed uprisings among the country's minority groups. Eldera was plunged into civil war. Matt's corpse was discovered later. Spetsnaz had been behind the uprising, and the name of their commander was Sergei Gurlukovich. Some say that Matt was actually collaborating with Gurlukovich, but I don't believe it for a minute. Campbell's words made it sound as if he believed that Gurlukovich himself had killed Matt. Is that why he'd been so obsessed with Gurlukovich for all this time? Asked Snake. Yes, admitted Campbell. He hated Gurlukovich. Hatred spawned hatred in kind. Were you involved in the project too? No, there's a rule against that. We're forbidden to take part in an operation involving family members. They say it compromises your judgment. Is that all? I guess Matt wanted to put some distance between us at the time. Campbell's voice was tinged with regret, but he ventured no explanation as to the reason behind his brother's actions. The antique Metal Gear you saw is the end result of that project. That's all I know. The whole thing is highly confidential. Even now, the records are all sealed. I believe it, thought Snake to himself. After all, it was only natural for people to try and forget horrible things that happened in the past. Governments were no exception. But some people hold on to these kinds of memories. Some people never forget their hate, like Gurlukovich and Campbell. Snake, we can't let Gurlukovich and his men escape with that Metal Gear, said Campbell. Could still be armed with live nuclear warheads. They're probably planning to test the Metal Gear's capabilities somewhere out at sea. You've got to change the course of the ship. Head for the bridge. Snake had no objections. Well, I've got a suppressor on the USP, so that's good. Please tell me this is unlocked now. Dang it.
What was that? What's that?
And I am a horrible shot when I'm in a hurry. I really do not need that guy calling it in. Out of curiosity. Alright. I was gonna say, that'd be so dumb if the M9 was there the whole time. No, actually, thinking about it, it's probably earlier in the level than this. Still nothing. Those are the only stairs I have to.
Huh?
Now I want to see where this third guard goes. Didn't need to, but just in case there's like a ration. Oh, but there's an AK-74U. More weapons, I'll take it. Looks to distract. Nothing else really to pick up. Oh, you're kidding.
Enemy sighted.
We've lost contact with Deck B. Backup unit, check it out.
Just hide in this dark space. They're gonna follow the blood, aren't they?
Unable to locate the AWOL soldier. Nothing else to report.
Ignore the blood. Yes. Thank goodness. Really don't want to get into some serious firefights here. I can't take any hits here.
There's somebody.
I need a ration. Nope, still no ration in here. Curiosity, can you bleed to death? I want to say probably yes, but kind of be nice to know if that were true or not. Snake made his way to the ship's bridge. Outside the window, beyond the storm, he could see the figure of Meryl. He opened the watertight door and stepped into the navigation room. Meryl turned around. "You're late. Were you waiting for me? There's no one to interrupt us here. I need to tell you something." "You mean like the reason why you're helping the man who killed your father? Is that what my uncle told you?" Shake nodded. Snake nodded. Meryl shook her head. He was lying. Meryl explained. Matt Campbell's part of the top-secret Metal Gear development project in Eldera had been to ensure the country's stability. Part of his job was feeding falsified information to the... Sorry, a little hiccup there. Part of his job was feeding falsified information to the minority separatist guerrillas, and he was good at it. First, he'd pick a suitable candidate. Next, he'd find his target's weak spot and use it to blackmail him. Then he'd dangle a carrot in front of the victim's eyes and convince him to cooperate. Matt would then send his now willing accomplice into the ranks of the separatists. Once there, the spy provided the Americans with useful information, selling out his comrades in the process. But in carrying out his mission, Matt made one fatal error. In his dealings with the separatists, he came to sympathize with their cause. He became enchanted with the idea of independence. He grew to resent the U.S. for the way it exploited smaller, weaker nations for its own gain. In the end, Matt decided to help the guerrillas create their own nation. He wanted to give them the trump card they needed to secure their independence. And what better gift than a bipedal, nuclear-capable walking tank that was conveniently being developed in Eldera, albeit secretly and quite illegally, by the American military? Sergei Glukovich, who was also supporting the guerrillas, agreed to cooperate. Matt's plan was executed. The guerrillas succeeded in stealing the Metal Gear from the American base, but then their plan was discovered. Matt was executed by the Americans. Meryl's father had been punished for the crime of believing in his own ideals. The price of having a conscience was high in those troubled times. In the tumult of the Civil War that followed, the Metal Gear disappeared without a trace. However, 6 months ago, its existence was reconfirmed, and the Marines had been sent to recover their long-lost dirty secret. After hearing the true story from Glukovich, Meryl agreed to follow his instructions and infiltrate the Marines. Her intent was to transfer the Metal Gear over to the guerrillas through Glukovich, who was still providing support to the rebels. In this way, she could carry on her father's memory and the ideals for which he died. Is that what Glukovich told you? Asked Snake. Meryl nodded. Snake shook his head. Didn't it ever occur to you that he might be lying? Meryl looked at Snake with sorrow in her eyes. You're not going to let me get away, are you? So what are you going to do? Meryl drew her gun and pointed at Snake. You're not going to shoot me, said Snake. She released the safety with her thumb. Watch me. Oh, they're right. This is a little trick I actually learned from a video. Mainly for if you're trying to do like a big boss run, but gotta say, it's handy. Trying not to kill her.
Take this!
Alright, finally got that done. Granted, I probably would have gotten it done a lot quicker if I would have just gone the lethal route, but I want to try to do the non-lethal, see if there's a difference. Snake watched as Meryl crumbled to the ground. He rushed to her side and cradled her in his arms. Fortunately, she'd only been temporarily knocked out. He clasped her tightly to his chest. "Do not trouble yourself over it," said a voice behind Snake's back. It was Grlukovich. He held a pistol in his hand. "Why were you using Meryl?" Snake demanded, fighting to control his anger. "Using her? I merely told her what she wanted to know." "I don't think so." A slight smile crossed Grlukovich's face. It was the smile of a master strategist. It was the smile of a master strategist, a smile that told of lies, manipulation, and betrayal. "Perhaps I did embellish the truth a bit. After all, people will believe what they want to believe. Is this your idea of revenge on the Colonel?" "Of course. He deserves to suffer. I will make him squirm in agony until his pain is as great as the suffering of all the men that I have had to bury, and all of the widows and orphans they left behind." Grlukovich hated Campbell. Campbell hated Grlukovich. Hatred spawned hatred in kind. "That is why I chose her. Is she not the most important person in Campbell's life?" This I heard from Matt as he lay dying. "So it was you that killed Matt?" Grlukovich's eyes darkened for an instant. "I see my reputation precedes me. I simply gave him that which he desired. He was only waiting for someone to kill him. That is the kind of man he was." For a moment, it almost looked as if Grlukovich were truly grieving the loss of an old friend. Perhaps his grief was real, but the look soon passed. "I will not hand the Metal Gear over to the Eldarin guerrillas. My men and I have other plans for it. The machine itself may be a wreck, but all we really need to do is recover the nuclear warheads and the launching system. A nuclear-equipped ballistic missile is still a precious commodity, even in this day and age." Snake gritted his teeth. Grlukovich laughed. "Do not be so angry with me. This is Matt Campbell's dying wish. This was his intention from the beginning." "What do you mean? If you do not believe me, then ask him yourself." Grlukovich aimed his gun at Snake. "In hell!" The sound of a gunshot ripped through the air. Grlukovich fell to the ground. The shot had come from Meryl. Meryl staggered painfully to her feet and turned her back to Snake. The rain beat down upon her ragged frame. "Meryl, please, just don't say anything." Her shoulders were trembling. Snake wondered if she was crying. The tanker and the Metal Gear itself was carrying were recovered by the U.S. forces. Meryl, meanwhile, found herself the subject of military inquiry. Several days later, Snake ran into Campbell while visiting Meryl at the detention center. According to Campbell, the military conducted a full investigation on the recovered Metal Gear. It was judged to be a complete failure, little more than scrap metal. The nuclear warheads, too, were nothing but cheap imitations. Whether or not Matt had been aware of this was unclear. There were no records left, and Campbell added it was his fault that Matt had betrayed his country. "What?" Snake exclaimed. "Matt hated me, and not just me, either. He hated his wife, too, and Meryl." "What are you trying to say?" "Meryl is my daughter." Snake was thunderstruck. He stared at Campbell in utter disbelief. "So, you and your brother's wife?" Campbell nodded. "I knew what I did was unforgivable, but I thought He hung his head. "Did Matt know about it?" "He sensed that something was up. That's why he went to Eldera alone, to get away from us, and that's where Grlukovich found him. The first rule of intelligence gathering was to find your opponent's weak point, dig up the ghost of his past, rub salt into his old wounds, then pretend to sympathize, gain his trust, steal his heart, then he would be yours to control. In Matt, Grlukovich had found the perfect target. Does Meryl know about this? No, but I was about to tell her." With that, Campbell turned and started walking towards the visiting room. As Snake watched him recede into the distance, he thought to himself, it would take time for Meryl to accept the truth about what had happened. He wasn't even sure whether or not she'd ever acknowledge Campbell as her father, but it would be enough for Snake if, one day, the two could smile at each other once again. There wasn't any room in the world for more hatred. Yep, another one that's an hour. Just in case. Alright, 2 more to go. Gonna take another break. And then I'll do another recording and try to get through both of these. That way, snake tails are done. Surprisingly, these are a lot tougher than I had remembered. I remember there was special stuff with snake, but I thought they were a little bit easier than that they like gave you the gun right away, but no, you gotta go find it or get to an encounter that gives it to you.